Hey everyone, how's it going? Shuffles back here with another video, and we finally have our clear for the new content. So this is a replay, obviously. I'm going to try and talk over it. That's why I'm kind of not looking where I normally look at the camera. But here is our, I guess, first team clear. I played with a bunch of different comps for this. I had a team that was very fast with Landy there in place of Yuna, and it only went through the ads one time. But what you really want is you want to be able to get rid of that attack buff. So the attack buff at the top, you can get rid of it on her for following floors if you hit her 5 times with AoE skills when the ads aren't there. So you can see this flush here from the Vivian counts as the first AoE. Unfortunately, missed the defense break there, which kind of sucks. It's going to reduce our damage and make it take a little longer than it would normally, but that's fine. Then a skill 1. We happen to get a Yuna team up there, which is kind of nice. That's our second AoE. Here's the third AoE. Her skills are off here, just to make sure we get AoEs every single time. There's our fourth AoE, and then this is our fifth AoE, and that's going to get rid of the attack buff. So now the attack buff is gone for the remainder of the fight. Now we just have to get her down to the mark where she switches forms, which, because of this team, it is a little bit slower. We do have to deal with the ads a second time, which sucks, but price you pay for making the team more reliable in the future. Maybe I'll be able to find a team that can do this on auto and get rid of attack buff and clear first time all at once. But for the first day, this was the best I was going to do. And I'm running out of attempts. I only have 1 left, and then I'm maxed out for the day because you only get 5 a week. But basically, the way you want the speed tuning to go is you want Vivian to go first. She's going to put up her attack buff. Then your Lency is going to go do 40% damage because you can't 1 or 2 shot these minions. You have to 3 shot them. So the Lency is going to do about 40%. Then the Yuna is going to do about 20%. And then the Vivian will have come all the way back around because of her CR boost. And she will wipe the rest of them. And she'll get, because of her flush, she'll get another turn, which is an AoE, into the boss, which is really nice. Unfortunately, this actually takes us 3 minion waves here, which normally it only takes 2. We just unfortunately missed a couple defense breaks and never quite got there, so it took longer than it should have. But it's still going to work. It should work every time. You should be able to find a team where this can work pretty reliably on auto. If we wanted to manual it, I'm sure we could have used something that does a little more damage than Yuna, because my Yuna is not skilled up or well geared. But as you can see, it's going to get the job done. So there we go. There we go. Phase 1 done. Jumps over into phase 2. Phase 2, I brought DN, Rowana, Sid. The reason I brought Rowana is because they get a lot of dual attacks and a lot of counters. So it just helps keep you alive. Um, I I was doing that before I knew that I could get rid of the attack buff. So maybe I don't have to do that, and maybe I could find something a little faster to clear this with. Now there's no attack buff there. But you don't really have to do anything fancy here. You can if you want to. If you're going to be slow clearing or using a different team for the third phase, you might want to get rid of that defense buff. If you want to get rid of the defense buff, all you got to do is hit that golem up front 7 times with single target attacks. It's a little annoying, and you have to manual it or at least focus him, but you could easily do it if you want to. We're using Watcher Shuri for phase 3, so we don't need to worry about that. And this is going to be 100%. This will never fail. If you got rid of the attack buff, there's no way anybody's ever going to die here. You're eventually going to get the job done. Basically, the only thing you have to be worried about is having 2 buffs up on everybody at all times. That's why I brought the units I did, because they both have 2 buffs. And even still, the Rowana and the DN can probably get hit, and they're fine. The only issue is if Sid randomly has no buffs and the golem attacks into him, and there's a dual attack from the boss all at the same time, then you could potentially die. But that's why you have to bring buffs. So here we are, phase 3. This is going to be a quick one. Maid puts up attack buff. Unfortunately, my Izaria has no crit and no damage. She's just kind of sitting there. I could probably optimize her if I wanted to. I'll show you the gear after, but she does literally nothing there. My maid is so fast and my Shuri's so slow that she passes and boosts the boss ahead of us. So this kind of ruins how optimal this could have been. But we're going to Shuri skill 3 here. It'll bring her down about halfway. And all we have to do is reset the Shuri and do it again. Doing it the second time can be a little tricky. You do need to time it properly. As you can see in this run, this is probably the worst run out of the 4 that I've done. But you only get 5 total, and I didn't record the other ones. So he's at the point now where he could do it here. We just have to hope he doesn't die, even though we have a revive buff. Otherwise, we're going to have to do it without the attack buff, and then she'll live. So unfortunately, she uses her AoE here and kills him. So we have to bring it back, but because we've been autoing the whole way through, we have full souls here, so we can burn into maid, get back around to our skill 3. We put it back up again. And because we don't have the freeze thing on us, he's going to be able to do his skill 3 here, no problem. Unfortunately, we get super unlucky, and we get dual attack there, killing the maid, and almost killing our Shuri. So that almost failed the run right there, because we dueled, pushing her ahead of us. That's where things can get tricky. And we just left her with very little HP here, and you can just finish her off. Again, this took me quite a while to finish this off. She's got no HP, but I just couldn't get another attack off. So I just kept burning into maid to full heal in the hopes that eventually we would get another turn. And because she gets super fast here, we ended up everyone dying again. But luckily, because we had already burned, we brought everybody back again. And we can finally finish it off. It's normally not this annoying at the end. Normally, she just dies. But every once in a while, it's going to be a pain. Realistically, you only have to do this 5 times a week, or 5 times every other week, because you only get 5 runs on the Epic Hell stage. But it is what it is. I'm sure there's an auto comp out there. I just don't have one yet. If I do get one, I can tell you guys. But for now, just double shirring seems like the easiest way to do it. So let's jump over. I'll show you all. I'll show you the gear on all 9 units we used. If you have any questions with the mechanics, feel free to let me know in the comment section, or just ask me in Discord or on stream tomorrow. I tried to explain what I could while that was running. But here's the gear. So Watcher Shuri's on really good gear. I did change his artifact outside his normal build. This is the build I normally have on him. 3600 attack and 350 crit damage. I just put Joker on him. I don't even know if that's optimal for that floor. I figured it was a good idea. This is my standard made Chloe build. I changed nothing outside of PvP. You could optimize her for sure if you wanted to. Like mine has no res, which you could probably resist some of that stuff. And then my Azaria, I didn't change at all. You saw the dual attacks that almost killed us in that fight with Infinity Basket there. We could take that off, and it would make it a lot easier. Particularly if you have the one that applies target. That's the most ideal artifact for the Azaria in that situation. I just don't happen to have one. Target would make sure that the boss dies very quickly. We passed by the Sid there very quick, but he's geared for PvP. He was the same build. My Rowana is on terrible gear. You can see she actually had 3 immunity pieces there. She isn't even on full set. I just didn't want her countering into the boss because it CR boosts the boss. My Dian's got good gear. She's my PvP build. My Alencia you guys have seen before. Also my PvP build. I didn't change anything on either of them. I didn't change anything on Vivian either. Just standard PvP gear. There's my Yuna. She's only +2, not fully awakened. She's even got a blue piece on her just because she's got filler gear. None of it's I-90'd. But yeah, let's switch that over. So that is pretty much it, guys. It's not, I wouldn't say it's easy, but considering I didn't have to move any gear around, I really only changed one artifact out of the whole thing. It's not as hard as some people are making it seem, so I'm sure you guys can do it. Let me know again in the comment section if you guys have any questions. We will be doing probably some of it tomorrow on stream if you want to check us out, twitch.tv/Five Finger Shuffle. Otherwise, have a great night, and we'll see you all tomorrow. Bye for now, guys.